Your teenage son just let you know that they are non-binary. What does that mean? What are you going to do? Well, let's talk about that today on Tips on Teens. My name is Kent Toussaint. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, excuse me, and I specialize in helping kids, teens, and families live happier lives. I lead two organizations, Teen Therapy Center and the nonprofit 501c3 organization, Child and Teen Counseling, both here in Woodland Hills, California. Every Wednesday at noon, I jump onto Facebook Live to answer your parenting questions. Let's jump into today's. My son is a junior in high school, and he told me this past weekend that he thinks he may be non-binary. I've done some reading, and I'm still not sure I even know what this means. I feel like it's the hot new trend for kids to explore their sexuality and gender identities. I wonder how long this is going to last for my son, or if it's a passing thing. In the meantime, though, what do I do to support him through this, and how seriously should I take it? Thank you for your question. It's a totally understandable question. These things can be really scary and off-putting for parents because it's not something that many of us who are Generation X really went through or in the mainstream that we understood. And it's okay. I think the most important thing is to be accepting of your child and explore with your son what it means for them to be non-binary, and what is non-binary. And everyone experiences, non-binary a little differently. But generally speaking, it's someone, if we have a binary system, male and female, your child doesn't really seem like that they fit into either one of those categories. Either they kind of vacillate between the two, or they totally don't identify with either one. But again, these are just some examples. So it's really important that you talk to your teenager about how they experience this so you can understand it. Now, it's not that you have to totally understand exactly how it feels to be non-binary. You may never understand that, and that's fine. I think the important thing is just to make sure that your child gets that you accept them, that you accept them that this is their experience, and that you accept them no matter what. Trying to influence your child in this way or that way is just going to make things confusing, put more pressure, and it's going to make things worse. Your child is going to choose to see themselves how they see themselves, regardless of any pressure you put on them. And the more pressure you put on them, it may delay them really deciding, or not deciding, but embracing who they are and having that sense of self and understanding who that is. So in the meantime, excuse me, keep talking about, what pronouns they prefer to use, if that's important. If there's a name change they need to change, they may not. They may be much more comfortable with this than you are. Again, kids who are, millennials who are coming up, or teenagers right now, this is much more part of their culture, and they're used to it more than someone who's in their 40s, 50s, or 60s, which was not as much part of the culture. It was still around, it was just more underground. And now it's more on the surface, which allows more people to be who they want to be. So whoever your child is attracted to, wants to date, wherever that is, you really have no impact on that. So the more you embrace it and accept it, even if you don't understand it, the more you'll all get through this, and you'll make sure that you maintain a strong, healthy relationship with your kid, especially if they get confused, if they get overwhelmed, if they're over their head, if they get hurt. They want to have that safe relationship with you no matter what happens, that is totally accepting and non-judgmental, so they have that safe place. Anyways, that's our question for today. If you'd like me to answer your question on Tips on Teens, email us at tipsonteens@teentherapycenter.com, or direct message us right here on Facebook or Instagram. We love those too. Thank you so much. My name is Kent Toussaint with Teen Therapy Center and Child and Teen Counseling, and I'll see you all next Wednesday at noon on Facebook Live. Bye-bye.